knows every few years when I mention it, that nobody was as welcoming to me as Roger was. So outside of the fact that he's been sports surgeon to the stars all around Seattle for 33 years now, he's probably operated on more university faculty members than I think, including people in this room, I'm sure. And he is professionally, I think, considered one of the fathers of modern ACL surgery with some of his pioneering work on isometry. He also has described procedures that came into common use for fixing patella tendon injuries. And we all know him as just a technically excellent, demanding surgeon, which didn't always make it easy for people to work with him in the operating room. But somehow he instilled a lot of loyalty in his colleagues. Ivory is here, and I think everybody knows that Ivory was Roger's right-hand man for Roger, many years ago, used to run the residency, and it's been a while, but I think when he did that, they were just, he was just a gentleman. The banquets we had, he used to introduce the residents, always did a great job, and I know the residents from that era looked up for his care of the residency. In fact, there's one here today, David Levinson, who graduated 17 years ago, and on a moment's notice, he flew up from San Diego to see Roger today. And I know that if we had thought of it, and that's on me, we would have been able to get many former residents to come up for the evening. So I have a couple of other notes to read. People have been texting me. And the first one is from Vern Cooley, who many people will remember as one of our favorite residents of all time, and I think Vern was somebody who Roger brought to the program. And Vern said, love you guys, honored to know you all, and especially thankful that Roger introduced me to the University of Washington. Wish I could be there. I have a text from Chip Rowe, who texted me this afternoon and said, tell Roger that I love him and miss him, and Roger took great care of me as a patient and was a great colleague. And then a couple of longer statements. Stan Herring, so sorry to miss this event. Roger has been a stalwart leader in sports medicine at UW and been a great help to countless patients. He's been a valuable resource for many healthcare providers. Congratulations on an outstanding career. This one is from Steve Zinowitz, who I know is out of town. On behalf of the University of Washington Medical Center, a sincere and heartfelt thank you for your many years of service, passion, and dedication to our patients and their families. And personally, as one of like the hundreds of your UW patients, and personally as a patient of yours, thank you for your great care. Best wishes for fulfilling and energizing retirement. And so on behalf of the University of Washington, he has just been, as I said, for 33 years, or the 23 years I've been here, he's been a great gentleman, a partner, a good friend of mine, and we're going to miss him and hope he has a great retirement and comes back and visits. Absolutely. We have a lot more people that want to talk about it.
I don't want to take too much time, but I just am very honored that everybody is here tonight. This is a little bit surprising to me, but I really appreciate everybody coming. And I don't want to miss anyone because everyone here is special to me. But I do want to mention a few people that really had a significant effect on my life. And I'll start with department chairman. And even though Ted Hansen was the chairman when I started, the person who recruited me and who I worked with right off the bat, and then it was had him as my department chairman for years is Rick Nasson, and I really appreciate Rick being here. When I first came here also, John Olerud was in charge of running the sports medicine clinic. John was here, he's still here. I really appreciate John coming. And then, how can I ever thank Colleen for all the things that she's done? Colleen was the sports medicine clinic from its first day up until 5 years or so ago. And we worked over 25 years together, and that was just a tremendous time. And Colleen set the tone of what a real sports medicine clinic is. And I hate to see some of that disappearing, but we had a great thing going there for a long period of time. And then physician assistants, I've had some great physician assistants work with me. And Wanda is here. And Wanda and I was my physician assistant for probably 15 years, do you think? And that was 22. And then after Wanda left, I had Chris Kwan as a PA for a period of time, or not a PA, but a medical assistant. And Chris is here now and is an orthopedic surgeon in Mount Vernon. And so it's great to have you here, Chris. Natasha has worked with me for years. Liza is here still, and with the baby. And so it's great coming back. And then my practice partners, and have been great. We've got Chris here, and Trey, and Albert, and maybe, well, we'll just stop there. Who knows what the future is going to hold, and whatever it's going to hold is probably not going to include me, so I won't be here. But it's just been a wonderful time being here. Well, there are two other people that I can't go without mentioning, and one is Ivory. For over 30 years, we worked together with essentially every operative case I did during that 30-year period of time. So there was not a week that went by. And interestingly, until about 2 years ago, neither one of us missed a scheduled day. So we knew that if either one of us didn't show up in the OR, just call the coroner or something. We told the same stories over and over and over. We decided we didn't even have to waste the time doing that, so we just numbered them all. So we just call out number 3. But, and then it was even better than that for a period of time when Nicole joined us. And Nicole's been keeping track of me ever since that period of time also. And then everybody else, it's just been wonderful. Physical therapists, some of them back, some of them still with us. But anyway, thanks to all of you for coming out tonight. It's just been wonderful to see you.
There's going to be an opportunity for people who want to come up in a few minutes, but a couple of people insisted that they have a chance to speak tonight. And first, we're going to have Trey Green, one of our faculty sports surgeons.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the chance to,
Yeah.
talk about you, right? It's a bittersweet moment for me because you've been such a good partner for me, a mentor, a friend. I mean, you have been a really great partner for me, and I really appreciate all the things that you've done. And for those of you who haven't had the chance to go to a meeting and sort of, you really want to walk down the hall of the meeting next to Roger. It's like you're walking with a rock star. Larson, he's got his people coming out. It's really pretty awesome. It's a great honor to be your partner and be your friend. I thank you so much for all the things that you've done for me. But it's been wonderful to work with you. I really treasure that. And so it's been some of the best times with you.
Likewise, Chris.
So
I appreciate it. Great year.
yeah, I really appreciate it. And so I just don't want to pass this moment to tell everybody how wonderful partner you are. Thank you so much.
And Pat Jenkins, the Assistant Athletic Director and Head Trainer for the Huskies.
So, I haven't been here as long as Howard, but in 2001, nor near as long as Roger. But I got here in 2001, and I was quickly introduced to Roger with some of the teams that we cared for, and grew to appreciate what he had done before then with ACL surgery and knee surgery in general. Became a great fan. We worked a lot of basketball together, football together, lots of other things as well. And he will truly be missed. He's a big supporter of athletic trainers, which we greatly appreciate. And there's been many before me, and hopefully there'll be many after me if I can stay here as long as you have. But on behalf of all of us,
So Roger talked a little bit about his medical assistants, and Aria, you're going to come up and say something.
is that a grandparent?
It's a demonstration.
My name is Ari McLeod. I have worked with Roger for, I don't know, a long time, a very long time. Yeah, I've also worked with Ivory, I'm the comic relief. Outside by Pamela, out there is a basket filled with these graham crackers. And for those of you that know Roger really well and had some time to hang out with him, you'll remember that the only thing you ever see him eat are graham crackers. You know, and coffee. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. There's a little tag on each and every bag. Please grab one on your way out. But Roger's going to help me demonstrate. And the front of it says, how to eat a graham cracker the Roger Larson way. Believe it or not, there is a specific way to eat a graham cracker so as to enhance the flavor. So, I'm going to give this I'm going to read the directions and he's going to demonstrate. So step one.
This is very important.
This is and Dr. Larson is an engineer, so he's very particular. Part of him, it made sense to me after I learned that that's what he was. I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes sense. So step one, fill a cup of room temperature water and place the cup of water on a flat, stable surface. You never see Dr. Larson carrying the water around. It's got to be on a flat, stable surface. Step two, you open a fresh package of graham crackers. It has to be fresh. He doesn't do stale. Third, you break a section off from the crackers using the pre-made perforated line on the cracker. And we actually did that. That's right there. Broken it in half. Step four, you quickly dunk the graham cracker in the cup of water.
To demonstrate. This is very important. You got to be able to eat quickly and not get them in your teeth. It wastes a lot of time. So that's why the water comes in handy. So you have to break it off and dunk it, and you have to dunk it, but then you have to eat it before it loses its structural integrity. Stop there.
There you go. And step five, eat and savor the cracker. Repeat steps 1 through 5.
I heard that those crackers taste better if Ivory or a resident actually dunks them. So, it's open now for anybody who wants to come up and speak. Just come on up and pull the line. Oh, call me. Absolutely. Levinson.
This is all the women in the room. Women. As we travel through life, there are a lot of loves. And they come and they go, but some stay forever. I remember the first time that I saw Roger when he joined the university. It was on Saturday. I mean, I heard he was coming, but it was on Saturday. He was wandering around S1 parking garage. And we had an extra ticket to the football game, and he was so excited. And I sort of fell in love with you, Roger. Many times, you know that. But we've had this wonderful relationship ever since. And Roger, I will always love you.
It was against Oregon. It was the first time I ever saw the wave.
Oh, yeah.
So it's hard to talk while being in a husky helmet and all sorts of things. I want to make just a few short comments. One is, during my 23 years of chairmanship, I never heard any patient say anything other than long-term things about Roger, which is really an incredible record, because as Howard is finding, every complaint finds its way to your desk. Not once in those 23 years did anybody have anything other than applause to give to Roger for the care that he rendered, both in terms of his accessibility, his clinic manner, his technical expertise, and the final result he got. It was just perfect. And it's already been mentioned, his paper on ligament length relationships in the moving knee still sets the standard for how all ACL reconstructions are done today. It was just a monumental paper achieved with Joe and Silence, where they did the math and did the experiments, and it came out perfect. And then his residency activities has already been mentioned. There were a few great resident skits that I'm afraid I can't refer to in great detail, but about Roger at the head of the table selecting the residents, and the rest of the faculty were mimicked pretty hard in those skits. But I want to make just my final comments about another dimension that many of you may not be so familiar with, and that's Roger the family man. We got a chance to know Ken and Christian really well. He lived up the street from us, and he would have us all up for Super Bowl and serve us pizza there, and he infected my daughter Susanna seriously with the football virus, and she hasn't been able to shake it since. We did a lot of camping together. We went out to Claylock, and together, the Larsons and the Matsons won a sand castle sculpturing contest, and what we did is we made a dragon out of sand, and then we took this beautiful daughter, beautiful then, beautiful now, Kimberly, and we put her in the jaws of this sand dragon, and then the ranger was the judge, and the rest of the kids ran to the ranger and said, Ranger, come quick. A dragon is our friend. And so he came rushing over and rescued Kimberly from the jaws of this dragon, and enabled us to win that contest. Now, there's only one sort of sour point between me and Roger, and there was an April Fool's Day when his kids took my son on a run. Dilly Dally Alley at Bend Bachelor, yeah. And so they were skiing on this, and I don't know if any of you have done Dilly Dally Alley, but it goes like this. It's a true washboard. And so this would happen to be April Fool's Day. And so a little bit after they had gone on the run, a group of kids came down and said, Eric's broken his leg. Eric's broken his leg. That being our son, Chris knows him. So I said, April Fool's joke. And I kept on laughing until the toboggan came down. Roger, a huge number of great memories, and for everything you've done for all this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Roger, is it an open fracture? And I said, no. And he said, do you have good circulation? And I said, yes. He said, we're heading to Seattle.
I think I can give you the answers to some of the questions you probably have about how Roger and I came about being such a dynamic duo. And I want to take credit for that. Dr. Matson used to assign me to any trouble spots. Surgeons who had trouble in some areas of getting along. And the question was, how can Roger be so friendly and kind and nice and charming and funny and raise so much in the OR? So I got the assignment. And it turned out that all you have to do is learn your job, do it well, the same way each time, and you'll get along just fine. I think I was able to spread some of that to some of the people that worked for him and with him. And I think that helped a great deal, and I'm not here to steal his thunder, but I owe some respect.
The Roger whisper.
We should say the previous trouble spot that you got to go to was the iron nailing trouble spot down at Harvard. Very good. Took care of it. Former chairman there.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was, I found out that in doing arthroscopic surgery, there's not too many people at the university had much experience with. You need somebody else that knows what they're doing. And then things can go okay. And so when Ivy and I started working together, it just worked perfectly because all of a sudden there was somebody else who knew what we were doing. Somebody with a lot more patience than I had. And I appreciate it very much, Ivy.
Chris?
I'm not going to let Roger off that easy. Roger, I've gotten you a book by Harvey Cushing. I spent a great deal of time in medical school studying Harvey Cushing, and aside from nearly getting me kicked out of medical school, I think that the one thing it taught me was how to recognize the greats. And Roger, you were one of the greats. Someone who had so much passion for what he did. I can't tell you the number of times that he would come down the hall with his pictures from the surgery he'd done and show me how excited he was, or some nuance, or something that was different about it. And his passion on the field, it was like being out on the field with a scouting report, because he knew everything about every player and that. Very similar to Harvey Cushing. One of the things that's not known about Harvey Cushing, that's been brought up a little bit here, is how much of a tyrant the man was in the operating room. And for those of you who haven't had the luxury to be in the operating room with Roger, if none of us have the words to describe what it's like, it's because Roger actually didn't have the words. It sounded a little like this. It was just this series of guttural sounds. I think it was best expressed by one of the residents we worked with when I sent him over to do a case with Roger, and he came back kind of wide-eyed, and this was Andrew Baton. And I said, how'd it go over there? And he's like, I don't know. I don't think it went very well. He goes, I'm pretty sure he hissed at me. So Roger, good and bad, you were one of the greats. It was a pleasure.
I just want to say something to Chris and Tyler and Jonathan. So Chris, when he was my medical assistant, among other things, he started a sports medicine softball team. Had a unique name that we won't go into. But we had a wonderful time, and it continued on after Chris left and started medical school, and we added some ringers from the medical school class. And five of the team PA and MF were here, so thanks for being here tonight, you guys.
Last chance. We have one more thing for you. You're going to have to tell us that you value this much more than that. After all the work Teresa went to get this plaque. So this is a plaque for Roger. It says, in honor of 33 years of dedication to the clinical, academic, and teaching missions of the Department of Orthopaedics and Sports Medicine. Roger V. Larson, MD, 1982 to 2015. Alrighty, well, we all wish you the best, and I'm sure, like everybody in the room, I hope that you're going to come back and visit us and check up on us once in a while.
Certainly, thank you.
Thank you.